Hi y'all, thanks for coming back for episode 3 of my story about how I got a Jag Mk2 back on the road. I call it Sleeping Beauty because you'll see why in this episode. So episode 1 showed you what it looked like in my friend's garage. Episode 2 showed the odyssey to get Sleeping Beauty in my garage. And I call it Sleeping Beauty because it sat there for 15 years. Just languishing by itself in a garage. It was very dusty. The chrome work was pitted, and worst of all, it hadn't been started in 15 years. So most of you will know that there's significant work that needs to be done for a car that hasn't been started in 15 years. I'm wearing a daggy shirt and daggy shorts and thongs. Some people call them flip-flops. Other people have a different interpretation of the word thong, but I'm not going to go there. This episode will show you the walk around of the car just after I got it home. Remember, I had it all marked out on the floor with masking tape. Even though I've got a small garage, I have worked on a lot of cars before. I've probably had 40 of them. And in further episodes, I'll describe what I actually had to do to get the car back on the road. I didn't know if the engine was seized, whether the brakes worked, or really anything. Cars don't like sitting around, so I had quite a job to do. And probably in the next episode, the one after this one, I'll describe what I did to get the engine running. I did a lot of YouTubing, a lot of Googling. So I took a more gentle approach with this. Those barn find videos are basically complete rubbish. There's a whole process to go through if you want a barn find car to actually run and be reliable. If you just connect up a battery and a container of fuel to a car that's been sitting around, then good luck to you. It's a surefire way of having a disaster on your hands. So I didn't do that. I'll show you some tips. I've basically learned them off YouTube and Google and whatnot as to how to gently get an engine running, and that might be obvious to some, but I didn't know too much about it, so I listened to advice. So I hope you enjoy episode 3. Happy watching. Someone will spot it's the wrong badge on the back of it. And I'll tell you why that is shortly. Even though it's far from running yet, in fact I've only just got it, it really is pretty to look at. It really is beautiful. So it's had quite a history, this car, and I'll go into that at some point in the future. But the Mark IIs were surely one of the prettiest cars ever built. It's in very good condition, but it needs a lot of work. So you can see this guy's been quite an enthusiast. The interior's largely been done. So the interior's been retrimmed. It's an interior, I think, out of an XJ6, a later model. So the seats recline. I mean, they bolt straight in. So you can see where the problems start. So when the timber work came out to be restored, it never went back in again. So my first job is going to be to try and sort all that out. And you can see the carpets. Everything's all just immaculate down there. Thank goodness the centre panel's still in and hopefully wired up, because that can be a bit of a nightmare. So there's a few chrome bits that have got to go back on again. The mirrors. I mean, the chrome work on the car is not fantastic, but it's sort of okay. It's got some pits and whatnot. But certainly for a 59-year-old car, it's in great condition, even though it doesn't run. So at the front there's a couple of lights got to be put back on again. There are also some period spotlights which fit on through those holes. Of course it's got the leaper. And then here's the surprise. In here is the 4.2 litre. It's an out of an XJ6, but it's still an XK motor. And I'm not too sure how much work's been done on the motor, but it was certainly running when it was laid up for the interior restoration. So it looks like it's got electronic ignition. And one of the real features is the triple SUs. So heavens only knows what struggles lie below there. I guess we'll find out in the fullness of time. I'm not in any hurry to sort of get this car finished. It's certainly a big project, biggest one I've ever had. But you can see even the hood felt has been renewed. The battery's actually under the wing here, fitting the motor with the triple carbs just took up too much room, so down in there somewhere is the battery. So to me the body looks really straight, there's no sign of any rust. We'll have a look in the boot and see what we've got there. Okay, so this is where all the woodwork is. You can see that it's all been restored, it's beautiful, and the boot has been retrimmed in a very nice black. So here's the gear that I'll need to reinstall into the car. I want to get the inside finished so that that's all done and I haven't got all the parts lying around. So there you go, Sleeping Beauty's now in her new home. All safe and snug, but I can see that she just wants to go. So in the next few episodes I'll be telling you about what I had to do to get the car back on the road, and there might be some detail in some of the episodes that Jaguar Mk2 lovers might like to look at, because it might be helpful in their own journey. So see you next episode.